Hello, precious people. We thank God for the gift of life, and I believe all is well with you and your family. So it's Pastors Derek and Sel Julia from the Marriage School bringing you part 3 of our series on ways in-laws can ruin marriages. And we are so grateful that Pastor Derek is here to take us through this session. We'll make him welcome and we'll set the ball rolling. Pastor Derek, you are very welcome.
Thank you.
I hope all is well with you.
By the grace of God,
And
all
you've
is
had
well.
a good week.
Yes, I have.
We thank God. So we can't wait for part 3.
Right, okay. Hello, everyone. Please make sure that you share this video once you get it. God bless you. Okay, so we are on the third part of ways in which in-laws can ruin marriages if you allow them. And the first one we are doing today is when they play the tribalism and the racism card. That, he is not from our village. She is not from our tribe. She is not from our race. He is not from our race. And the moment they play that card, it sort of dehumanizes or belittles that outsider, that just because they don't come from our village or our tribe or our race, then they are not even human. They don't deserve to be brought in. They don't deserve to be married. And because of that, they begin to ill-treat or maltreat this in-law that is coming in. And sometimes by the same thing, they use it to influence their son or their daughter to start not being nice to the person they have married, just because they don't come from their village, they don't come from your tribe. Yeah, you know, when you cut someone who comes from your tribe and one who doesn't come from your tribe, it's still blood that comes out. Okay, the person is still a human being. Coming from your tribe, coming from your race doesn't make them better or worse of a human being. Please, brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, stop making the people that your husbands, your sons and your daughters pick look like they are less human beings or lesser beings just because they don't come from your village. Go beyond that. Break that barrier. Love everyone. Bring people in. Let's stop this generalization that because they don't come from our tribe, they have a particular issue. They are a particular. In every tribe, you find bad people and good people. The person that your son or your daughter is going to marry, find out about their personal character. Are they good? Are they bad? Maybe what kind of home do they come from? Is the home good? Is the home bad? And let it end there. Don't go beyond that because they are of this race or this tribe, then there will be problems. So when they come, you start frustrating them. No matter how good they are, you frustrate them just because they don't speak your language or they don't look like you. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Thank you, Pastor Derek. And the Bible also says that there's no Greek nor Jew.
Yeah.
We are all one in Christ. And so it becomes an issue when you see some of these things coming up in Christian circles or Christian marriages. But a quick question. So in that situation, what do you do if you find that you love somebody, you've met somebody you want to marry, and your parents are saying, no, he's from that tribe or she's from that tribe, and they don't want to give you their blessing for the marriage? What do you do?
If you really love the person, pray about it and see if you can involve significant others, okay? People that maybe your parents respect and your parents know. Go and actually find time and talk to them about it and see if they can go and talk to your parents and get them to see reason. Okay, get them to see reason.
Do you also think that there's a reason why some parents do that? Is there any tangible reason for that?
There could be reasons, but they are not necessarily tangible. Sometimes stories people have heard. Sometimes generalizations that we have, that this tribe is like that, those who are from here are like this. Okay, and it's interesting. Genuinely and generally, every race, every tribe will have some trait that looks like this thing runs among.
It's a principality.
Yeah, this thing runs among these kind of people. This thing runs among these kind of people. But when you go deeper, you will see that individuals are still individuals.
Yeah.
Okay, when you stand far from a forest, you only see one big green thing. Yeah. But when you go into the forest, you see that they are individual trees. That's how it is. When you can easily hear something about tribes, about races, that this race is like that. Black people are like this. White people are like that. Indians are like this. But when you get close, you see that individuals are what they are. If you come to my country, they'll say, oh, Fantis are like this, Ashantis are like this, Airways are like this. But when you get close, you see that individuals are still individuals. And you can still pick people who have hearts of gold, no matter what people have said about their tribes.
People like us who have hearts of gold, no matter what has been said about our tribe. So then, can we go to the next one, please?
Right. When the in-laws try to involve themselves in the fertility issues of the new couple. Okay. When
That's an important
yeah.
one.
When are you giving us our grandchild? I need my grandchild.
Don't you think sometimes it's a genuine concern?
Genuine concern.
Genuine concern that
Okay.
maybe they feel that there may be an issue where they could want to stand with you in prayer or offer an advice or something.
So you pray for them behind the scenes. When a young couple comes together, they're already under a lot of stress, especially if they themselves also are planning to have a child. Sometimes some of these couples, especially in this generation, some of them want to wait a year or two to settle, make sure that things are fine before they bring children in. Yeah, especially if age is on their side. Okay. Some also come together and they're already experiencing problems. So when you come in and you start adding that one also to it, you make it more difficult for them. Okay, this is where some of the suspicions come in. When are you giving my grandchild? Oh, your wife is not getting pregnant. Maybe she committed so many abortions before she came into the marriage. Maybe she's this, maybe she's that. Maybes, we don't do life with maybes. Okay, so before you realize somebody's innocent daughter now becomes demonized.
Yeah.
Just because pregnancy is not coming. And sometimes by the time you realize the problem is even from your son.
Yeah.
And yet this girl will be frustrated. I need my daughter, I need my grandchildren, I need my grandchildren, I need my grandchildren. You see, as an in-law, right? As a mother, as a father, as a brother, as a sister, your responsibility is to raise that son of yours or daughter of yours that you have raised, that they've reached the stage that they want to go into marriage and they've gone into the marriage. After they get into the marriage, leave them alone to handle things. The only thing you can do is to pray for them. It's beyond your pay grade to now also go in there to go and cause them to raise more children. It's not your business. Even if they have decided they will not have children, it's not your business. But I pray that they will not make that decision. That it's not your business. So stop giving the pressure. Sometimes some of these young couples are going through so much that they can't share with you outside. So when you just come in, hey, when then you start tapping the lady's stomach. Hey, is there any baby in there? When are you giving me a child? When I give you a child, you make things hard for them. Then before you realize, you start suggesting, oh, if you don't have a child, then let me give you another girl. Find somebody else. Do this, do that. Or just by the pressure alone, you see that the man will begin to look elsewhere, begin to think, oh, maybe my wife is not. Then they start having arguments. They start having unnecessary quarrels in their marriage, all because you came and gave them pressure. If you think that their fertility issues are delaying, pray for them. Pray for them. Maybe once a while in a kind, godly way. If you think that things are getting out of hand, you can sit them down or call your son, call your daughter. Is there anything that matter? Is there any problem? Is there something you have decided to do on your own? Or are you experiencing challenges? Is there any way we can help? Okay, do it in a sympathetic way instead of going to give pressure. I need my child, I need my child. Babies are not sold in the store that you can just go and pick one and say, hey, today we are getting a daughter or a son for our grandma or grandpa. So please be sympathetic to young couples. Stop giving them undue pressure that they must have children. And then sometimes they are having children. They've had boy. No, we need a girl. Or they've had girl. When are you going to have a boy? Is it only girls in your stomach? Have you already killed all the boys in your stomach? You don't even understand science.
Some of the utterances that come out because of all this fertility.
You don't even understand science. You don't know how pregnancy takes place. You think they have arranged boys and girls and they just go and just pick them and things like that. Please stop giving these young people pressure. Let them live their lives.
And especially when the pressure is on the woman to produce, let's say, a particular sex, they want the man. They don't remember that the sex of the child is determined by the man. Whether the man gives X or Y, it is determined by the man. It's actually got nothing to do with the woman, because the woman will always produce X, isn't it? The woman will produce X. So if you start putting pressure on the lady, I want a son, you should rather be putting pressure on if your son if the man is your son, because but we do, like you said, they don't understand signs, and once they make up their mind, it's the fault of the woman. I want a child, I want a boy, I want a girl. They don't hear anything.
Sometimes,
and they end up frustrating this couple.
Sometimes, their son is even impotent, and this lady is still showing him mercy.
He's firing blanks,
pure water,
and yet there's nothing in it.
This lady is covering him. This lady is rather shielding him, and then you see that his parents would rather, or his sisters and brothers would rather come and give her pressure. You are not doing this, you are not doing that. You don't know that she's rather showing your son mercy.
Yeah.
Please, it's not everything that happens in the bedroom that we bring out, that people bring out to come and see. Don't interfere too much in your son or your daughter's marriage when it comes to fertility. Don't.
How many do we have? 2 more or 3 more?
3 more.
Three more.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is when there is competition, they insist that their son or their daughter must do for them things that they intend to do for their wife or husband before they do for the wife or husband.
That one is just a no. I mean, well, okay, you finish.
So you haven't bought your mother a car. Me, your mother, you haven't bought me a car. You bought a car for your wife. Okay, you haven't built a house for me. You build a house for your wife. Of course, maybe you can't build a house for your wife to stay alone, but that you are living together. You haven't bought this for me, you bought it for your husband. You haven't done this for me, you did it for your wife. Please, marriage is different.
Thank you.
Okay, now if you're a Christian son, a Christian daughter, listen to me. You owe your parents a lot of honor. Yeah. You owe your parents a lot. You have to take good care of your parents. Love them. Provide for their needs. Make sure they are comfortable. But dear parents, dear brothers, the annoying ones are the brothers and sisters. You haven't done this for me and you are doing it for your wife. You haven't done this for me and you are doing it for your husband.
And then they will tell you that blood is thicker.
Yeah, blood is thicker than water. So your wife is now water and your husband is now water. Blood. We are now the blood. That is backward. It is uncouth. It is prehistoric. And most importantly, unbiblical. It's completely not biblical. The Bible says the two shall become one flesh. When a husband does anything for his wife, he's doing it for himself. When a wife does anything for her husband, she does it for herself. He says, for this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father. Woman too shall leave her father and mother and connect themselves to the wife. And the two of them shall become one flesh. Please leave them to become one flesh. When he's doing it for his wife, he's doing it for himself. Don't bring yourself in and stop all those competition. So your wife has changed her shoe 2-3 times and you haven't bought any for me. You are not part of that covenant. Stay away. Stay away. Please, and anything they bring you, be grateful. This is all you gave me, and look at all that you are doing for your wife. Look at all that you are doing for your husband. That is witchcraft. You are a witch. You need to repent. It's bad. Stop it.
And then to add on to that, sometimes they tell you, or they put you in a situation where you need their permission to do things for your spouse.
Yeah.
To do it. So if you have to buy a gift for your wife, or you have to go on a birthday, it's a different thing when you're asking for their suggestion, like, oh mom, I want to do this for my wife, what do you think? But if it becomes a law, before you do something for your wife, you have to tell me, or before you do something for your husband, you have to, it's also,
it's manipulation, it's witchcraft. It's wrong. Don't do it. Allow your son to love his wife. Allow your daughter to love her husband in the best way. That's God's way of doing it. And God will bless them. And when God blesses them, it will overflow to you as well. That's how we do it. Okay, the next one is something I have found in Ghana. I don't know if it is in other places, but usually when there is an engagement or a marriage, a traditional marriage taking place, you see that they advise their daughter, if you find any debt, if you find any trouble, if you find any pain, leave it to your husband. But if you find profit, if you get money, bring it home. Please, dear in-laws, that counsel is of the devil. It is wickedness. It ruins marriages. Stop it. Don't do it. If your daughter gets blessed, that blessing is for her and her husband. In the same way, if she incurs any debt, it's for her and her husband. It's selfishness and very, very diabolic to say that any trouble she finds, she should dump it on her husband. But when she finds good things, she should secretly bring it to you in your house. What is that supposed to be? It's evil. It ruins marriages. Some of these daughters don't have deep sense, they don't have wisdom. So when they hear things like this, it gets into their heads. So any blessing they get, they hide it from their husbands. Then they are connecting it to their brothers, they are connecting it to their fathers and their mothers, and they never have money. Their husband is suffering, his business is suffering, they have money that they can support the guy, bail him out, but no, because they were advised by in-laws, by their parents, never to support the husband, never to do anything for the husband, so they keep everything to themselves until the man's business collapses, and then she's building a new business with her brother. It's wickedness. Encourage your daughter to support their husbands, to hold their hands, help them to succeed. Because when they succeed for them. Encourage your daughters to be faithful, to give their all to their husbands. If they've married, they are together. They rise together, they fall together. God bless you.
Thank you. Do we have a final one, President?
Yeah.
So the final one for today, please.
When the family just struggles to release their son or their daughter, every family gathering, every traditional observance, every festival, the son must appear. He must come and play a role. He or she must come and do something. So you can't get your wife, you can't get your husband.
Especially if they have a lot of these festivals.
Yeah. And today is the sunset festival, and he has to go. Tomorrow is the sunrise festival. The next is the harvest festival. The next one is the planting festival. And this one is the this. And he has to be part because it's from a royal family. He has to be part. Before you realize.
Some of these gatherings, you can't go with your spouse.
No.
Go alone.
And even if you go with the spouse is so alienated, because especially if they don't come from the same place and they are not used to the tradition and all those things, and sometimes you just will not involve the spouse, you just leave them out, and
because they don't know tradition.
Yeah, even if they came together, she's left out or he's left out, and this your son or daughter is now involved in all sort of things, dressing weird, doing weird, doing all sort of weird things. Constantly, every issue that happens in the family, they have to call him or call her, and they can't focus on their marriage. Before you realize, the marriage is struggling. Please, we know tradition cannot be broken. We know culture is beautiful. But when your son or your daughter goes into marriage, do not strangle them with your traditions. Do not suffocate them. Do not suffocate them with your plenty observances. Allow them to be free. Allow them to be free. Pour your libations at home and leave them alone to flourish. Please. Stop it. God bless you.
Amen. Pastor Derek, as you are, thank you so much for this.
And don't pour libations, please. Don't say that by this I'm authenticating or encouraging idol worship or any of those things.
As you were saying this, as we just finished this series, something came to my mind. You know the other thing that happens with in-laws, when you don't speak the same language, and they come to visit their son or their daughter, and they switch.
Yeah, that falls under the racism and the tribalism card.
And they just switch and they start speaking an unknown tongue.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what they are talking about.
You don't have a gift of interpretation.
No, you don't. And it's not that the in-law cannot speak the language that you understand. Yeah. They are very fluent in the language that both of you can understand, but they won't because they just want to enjoy their language,
alienate you, or cut you off.
Yeah, or I don't know, but that is also a very bad thing that we don't have to do.
It's tribalistic, it's racist, okay, and tribalistic, depending on.
You may not be saying anything bad, but the fact that you are trying to cut the other spouse off whatever you are saying, you've come to their home, and then suddenly you switch to a language you know they don't understand. They'll automatically feel alienated, and then the worst of it all, when you are laughing and having fun and he or she is just sitting there not having a clue, or
you are even talking seriously, you begin to suspect, are they talking about me? Are they mocking me? Are they gossiping about me? What are they saying? Okay, it is so bad. It's uncivilized. We don't do that. You don't talk to another person in a language that alienates the third person who is there. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a very bad thing for people's marriage. If you're an in-law, don't do that. No matter how sweet your language is. If you can speak a language that their spouse can understand, speak that one.
Yeah.
Speak that one. Yeah. God bless you.
Anyway, thank you so much, Pastor Derek. I believe we have learned how to be great in-laws, and we won't do some of these things to ruin the marriages of our children. So God bless you. Please do share the video, and please join us if you can in Birmingham next week, Saturday the 15th, for our 4th Marriage School Conference in the UK this year.
15th of which month?
Of September.
Yeah.
Details will be on our page. And until we come your way again next time, God willing, it's Pastors Derek and Selgilia from the Marriage School. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye bye.